Boyfriend and Girlfriend Daily Gaming, also this channel, which is Fate of Vengeance, as you can tell on the top right. If you, this is a video about future questions and my answers. If you have any extra questions after this, please let me know below, and I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Hopefully...
This is actually the second take of this video, because people don't know how to just kind of leave me alone when I'm trying to make these videos. So basically, what I said last time is, now I wanted to do something special. Well, me and Corey wanted to do something special. What we wanted to do was put together a list of questions I know people was gonna ask. You know, like, say when we do start to get some actual people watching, these are questions I know that's gonna be asked, so why not answer it now, you know?
Let's get started. Let me first start a match game. I'm obviously gonna, like, die constantly, but, hopefully you like this video, and don't dislike it, please. I didn't do anything wrong to you guys, okay? And let's get started. One question you guys might ask is, where did I meet Scott? I met Scott through my sister, on console, this console, PS4, in, chat, party chat. It was interesting and weird at the same time. I was not comfortable at the time.
I'll be watching over you.
And throughout the time I kept on talking to him, I gradually accepted it and spoke more.
So, yeah. First question, where did you meet Corey? Now, I'm gonna be honest here, and I hate to even say this, but, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. How I met Corey was, I won't really say too much, but I'll say this. I met Corey through what was my girlfriend at the time, and long story short, it wasn't going great with the previous girlfriend. I won't really say why, you know, but there was some issues. And when I met Corey, it was, let's just say, we connected, to say the least. So basically, you know, again, long story short, I left her to get with Corey. Now, first time I ever met Corey was actually on a party chat. You know, I met her through my girlfriend, of course, because they are very, very connected, if that makes sense. So that's how I met Corey. Again, don't want to say too much information, but yeah, it was through means I'm not necessarily proud of, if that makes sense. But, you know, it's been 4 months, well, almost 4 months since we've been dating, so I would say everything's worked out.
Second question, where did I start gaming? I started gaming around age 13 in 2013. Yeah, I took toll on it because I had nothing to do. My family was busy working.
I would say everything's worked out. Question number 2. When did he start gaming? Now, this is a tricky question. Now, I would say most people could answer this in multiple ways. The first time I ever gamed, I would say was probably 4 or 5. I cannot name the system, although I can guess it would be the Atari. It would have been probably between 2004. It would be between 2004 to 2005, and it would have been simple games like Duck Hunt, you know, Mario. But before people say, oh, you know, but that's not really a clear-cut question, because I wouldn't say I started gaming till I got my first ever game system, which was the PlayStation 2, which was officially mine. And yeah, and I would say that was probably between 2005 to 2007, I want to say, around that.
My height would be 5'4", my age is 18. I was born in July 8th, 2000.
Next question is height and age. Just, if you guys are curious, I don't even want to say this. My height is 5'8", which, yeah, manly jokes aside, I am 5'8". My age, I am 18. I was born in 2000.
Where will I see myself in 5 years? I really don't know. It depends on what the community does for it, and hopefully it turns out the way it would be perfect for me and the society. But I can't expect too much from it though. Life is difficult to a point.
Next question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? It's not necessarily a question. I don't know. It's not really a question. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Now, it really just depends, and this ties in with the whole channel thing. It's like, you know, if this channel is successful, of course, I'm going to see myself in a much better position. You know, both, I think, mentally, financially, like, of course, in many ways, you know. Like, yeah, so I would say, again, if this channel is successful, you know, obviously, my answer is going to be different. But I would say, if things keep going what they're currently going, I would say, and this sounds edgy. I don't like to make things sound edgy. If things keep going with how they're going, I don't really know, you know. It's like, I've always been poor. Like, that's a common thing. I've always been poor. My mental health has never been good. Like, I won't go into an insane amount of detail on that part because, you know, but if things keep going the way they're going, again, it's a tricky question, but right now, if things don't work out with this channel, if something happens with Corey, I just don't know. It's probably going to be the same thing like always. Be poor, be miserable, be, you know, same old.
Where do I see the channel? Boyfriend and girlfriend, daily gaming. I would see it hopefully successful with at least 7K subscribers.
Where do you see your channel in 5 years? So not myself, but just the channel in general. You know, and again, another tricky question because this is supposed to be a channel operated by me and Corey. Now we have some difficulties right now with things like you know, it's difficult to like hear her voice. You know, she sounds very robotic, but if you keep turning her down, you won't be able to hear her at all. So the channel is, I'm gonna be honest here, for the most part, 55 to 65% me, and only a tiny bit Corey, because besides the robotic stuff, she just doesn't talk that much. You know, and it honestly seems like she gets more action just being in a thumbnail than anything. Which sucks, but I think if the robot voice stuff gets completely fixed, she will be a lot more talkative. But yeah, she's a very fun person. I just, you know. But I mean, we've been getting a little bit of views, 10 views there, 20 views there. So it's, you know, again, it's like what everyone says. It's having a channel is like an avalanche. You know, it's like once you start getting some views, I mean, it's not like there's very few channels that like get a bunch of views and they just die off completely. It's like, you know, because I mean, at the end of the day, it's like a YouTube channel. I don't want to say the primary thing, because it sounds greedy, but I mean, you know, you want to make financial success, but you always want to put the subscribers first. It's how it's always been. And yeah, so of course subscribers and stuff comes first, but I mean, you know, it would be cool in the future to make a living and stuff off it all, but you know, it's like at the end of the day, it's, you know, it's about the satisfaction of people. You know, it's like some of the only YouTubers I really watch are the only ones I feel like actually kind of care about the subscriber, if that makes sense. Very few of them I watch that, you know, that I think are actually greedy or something. So I would like to, you know, like what everyone says, hit 1 million subs or 2 million, or hey, 1 million subs isn't even that much nowadays. But I would like to hit millions of subs and thousands of people watch, you know, really the same game plan anyone has. But at the end of the day, I just hope you know, I don't think it's ever going to go down a path that is bad. Like, I'm never going to go down some greedy path. I would never do clickbait. Like, I would never do any of that stuff, you know? So, yeah.
Any pets? I have 4 dogs. 1 Chihuahua Terrier. 1 Chihuahua Beagle. I have 1 that is a wiener dog and 1 that is a golden retriever, mixed with something other breed that we still don't know.
Next question is, this is a simple question. Question number 6 is, any pets? Now, yes, I have 1 dog and 1 cat. By the time you watch this, our cat should probably be giving birth, because we think she's pregnant, so yeah.
Any hobbies? I love drawing and skating and basically trying to talk to more people
Damage increased.
as best as I can.
Question 7, any hobbies outside gaming? I'm gonna be honest with you here, and this ties in with the whole mental health thing. Really not. Really not. I mean, I barely leave the house. I don't really collect anything. I'm constantly worrying. It's just, there isn't really, like, again, not trying to say this is the only thing I do, but this is the only thing I do that I really feel comfortable with, if that makes sense. So about the whole hobby things, it's like, besides talk to Corey, which is really about the only person I talk to. I mean, there's a few other people, like Brandon, Huge Maze Gaming, his channel. Like, I talk to him, but until some of the mental health stuff gets fixed or in a better place, right now it's like, this is, you know, like, this could be fun to some people, or this could be hell. I don't completely know what I would align this with right now, but it's, I don't know, it is what it is, I guess. But I mean, like, I used to collect coins. I used to collect rocks when I was younger. You know, I've always been fascinated with, like, politics, philosophy. I mean, if you can call that hobbies or something, like, yeah, I've always taken an interest in that type of stuff. I've always been weird, you know, government stuff. It's always made me interested, I guess.
My favorite video games would be all the Resident Evil series. I've liked them since I was 14. I will never stop liking them because that's what brought me to horror games. And
I'm taking care of you.
yeah, it was very interesting. I started liking more and more
Catching you up.
games throughout the years.
Favorite video game? PlayStation 2, an original Xbox game. It's called Destroy Humans. You played as an alien called Crypto, and you can guess what your objective was: to destroy humans. And yeah, I loved it. It was my first ever game I had on the PlayStation 2. So yeah.
My first video game would be Crash Bandicoot on PlayStation 2. sorry, I died. And it's the old version. I played that when I was 13, when I first got it. And sometimes it was very frustrating, but it was interesting at the same time. But it was fun. And then I had another game that I liked, but it was on GameCube. And it was called Mario Party. And the only thing I liked about Mario Party was the fact that I loved the mini games. After 4 people did their turns on the board game, and that was my favorite part throughout the game.
Question number 9. First ever video game. Well, Destroy Humans, and then I think like a week or so after that, I got Destroy Humans 2. Absolutely loved it. Way better than the first. So yeah.
My best moment with Scott would be enjoying his stupid jokes and having someone to talk to. It's a weird thought, but I get used to it. I mean, he does talk a lot, but it's what makes him him. And yeah.
Best moment with Corey. I would say I don't really. Okay, this sounds awful. But I don't really think I've ever really had. You know, there has not been a moment that's really defined the relationship or defined us in general. Of course, when she like compliments me, you know, I get like overly happy just because it's rare. You know, not trying to make her sound like she doesn't care about me or she doesn't compliment me, but when she calls something adorable that I do, you know, it's like that makes me really happy. And it's little stuff like that. It's always been little stuff with me that makes me the happiest. So I would say that would be the more defining thing, if that makes the best moment. I mean.
The worst thing is him worrying about my self-being. Yeah, I mean, I love it so much that he cares about me, but sometimes he takes it a little too far, and he needs to turn it down a notch. Don't you agree?
And the next question would be like, worst thing about Corey. This is a kind of hard question to say, but I would say worst thing about her is she's very childish. She's very much a kid. Like, she's not a kid, but she's mentally, she's more like a kid. She's not slow, so don't like think she's slow, but she's just, there is very little maturity. And I'm not talking about she's not on drugs, she doesn't steal, she doesn't do anything bad, but sometimes I question, you know, is she really there mentally? Like, I won't say anything she has or, you know, what she could have, what she doesn't have, but she has her own demons, I'll say that. Another thing is, I feel like there isn't really much change, you know, I feel like she gives up a bit too easy. She, you know, she's reactionary, she's kind of like me in that way. She does not think, she acts before she thinks. But in many ways, you know, but you are not going to find a better person than Corey. So, yeah.
And my goal throughout the channel, GF and BF Daily Gaming, go check that out, would be reaching 2K subscribers in a year or two, hopefully. I know I'm not expecting that much, but that's at least the goal to reach. I'm not going to be that greedy. But hopefully I can get there. And yeah, if you have any more questions, please answer below,
I will protect the innocent.
or ask below, and I'll answer them as best as I can. please like this video if I've answered some of your questions.
And the last question, number 12, goal of the channel. The goal of the channel is kind of like what I was talking about in question, I think it was 6, like I think it was 5 or 6, I think it was 5. Goal of the channel, you know, it's just make people happy, you know, I want my vision, and this goes for, you know, my vision for the channel is simply, I want other people to tune in. I want to have, like, in my mind, I can picture 500 people, I can picture a few thousand people in chat at once watching me play a game, and I can try to talk to as many as possible, you know, and Corey can talk to as many as possible. Again, it's like, I watch so many of these podcasts and so many of these streams, and it's just, a lot of times they completely neglect the people who watches. Almost like, it's like, is that what gets you popular, to neglect the people watching? Like, what is the deal here? You know, I hate when I ask a question or I say anything and, you know, they never say anything back. And a lot of times, these are small channels too. I've been on podcasts with 20 people watching, and the guy who's doing the podcast just doesn't answer me. It's like, you know, why should I spend time? Why should I be basically giving you money just by giving you a view, you know, if you're not even going to be nice? And I always wanted to correct this. And I know if I would get really, really big, this is a lot easier said than done about the talking, but I feel like I'm going to set something up that's going to do, you know, just naturally be more, you know, person comes first. You know, just, again, I don't think people, like, some of these people do this stuff for years before they really get big. And when they get big, they just kind of, you know, they lose faith, they lose confidence. It's like, oh yeah, I'm big now, I don't have to care about the person. I don't want to do that. I would love to, you know, again, still put the people watching first, like always. You know, goal of the channel is to, obviously, you know, I would love to start getting some of the newer games and give honest, like, not really reviews, but just let you watch and let you judge for yourself. And I would love to branch out in the future and do reviews and just other stuff, you know. When me and Corey gets a bit more funding for other, like, better stuff, I would love to get a camera so me and her can actually, like, have our faces on there so you guys don't have to keep hearing just a voice, you know. So that's the goal of the channel. Yeah, but anyways, that's the end of the video. I'm curious to see all the stuff Corey has said. Sorry if this video is long, but, you know, if you guys are really curious, the thoughts or questions that you guys are probably going to have anyways answered, yeah. Now, I will do another video in probably a month from now asking some more questions. Hopefully, you guys ask, so, you know, I don't have to just come up with some, but anyways, hit like, hit subscribe. Sorry if this video is maybe a bit darker, or, you know, but I did not mean for this video to be dark. In fact, like I said, I believe in the whole silver lining, like, everything is going to work out. This is just 12 questions that I figured people are going to have for the channel. So, I love you, and, like always, stay an active soldier of the channel, I guess. Love you, and thank you for watching.